The battle was raging in the far corners of the galaxy. Huge alien fleets clashed in the cold darkness of space. Bright beams of energy cut through the blackness. Explosions shook the void as massive warships fired at each other. The air was thick with tension. This war could decide the fate of many worlds. Among the many alien races fighting, the strongest was the Dralax Armada. They were known for their huge ships and powerful weapons. Their fleet seemed unstoppable. The other races tried to hold their ground, but they were losing fast. The Dralax were crushing their enemies one by one. Suddenly, from the far edge of the battlefield, a small group of ships appeared. They were tiny compared to the giant warships around them. These ships looked slow and weak. Their size was so small that many called them toy ships. The alien commanders laughed and mocked. "Them? Look at those tiny ships," said Commander Vark, leader of the Dralax. "They think these toys can fight us, what a joke." His voice was full of confidence. The other commanders laughed with him. They believed these small ships were no threat at all, but inside the small ships, humans sat quietly in their cockpits. Their faces were calm but focused. They knew their ships looked small and weak, but inside each one was deadly technology. These were no toys. These were Earth's secret warships. Humans had kept their fleet hidden for years. While the galaxy fought wars with big, loud weapons, Earth worked in silence. They built small, fast ships with advanced weapons no one else had. Their plan was simple: surprise the enemy when they least expected it. Captain Sarah Malik looked at her crew. "Remember, we are not here to fight like the others. We use speed, skill, and surprise. Trust your training," she said. Her voice was calm but strong. The humans had waited for the right moment to enter the battle. Now, as the giant fleets fought, the tiny ships moved closer to the enemy armada. Their small size made them hard to detect on radar. The alien ships did not see them coming. The Dralax ships continued their attack, destroying smaller enemy vessels. They did not notice the small shadow moving behind them. Suddenly, the human ships launched their first strike. Small beams of energy shot out from the human ships. The beams were precise and powerful. They hit the weak spots of the huge Dralax warships. Explosions erupted on the giant ships. The Dralax crew was shocked. "How is this possible?" shouted Commander Vark. "Those tiny ships have weapons that can destroy us?" His voice was filled with fear. The humans moved quickly, attacking, one ship after another. Their small size allowed them to dodge enemy fire easily. The giant alien ships could not keep up. The humans were like lightning, fast and deadly. Alien soldiers looked at the battle with disbelief. "Those are not toys," said one soldier. "They are deadly machines." Captain Malik smiled. "They will learn soon," she said. "Our ships may look small, but they carry the power of Earth." As the battle continued, the humans showed their true strength. The small ships worked together like a well-trained team. They attacked in waves, confusing the enemy. The alien Armada could not find a way to stop them. In the control room of the human fleet, Commander Jones watched the battle closely. "We have the element of surprise. Keep pressing the attack," he ordered. His voice was calm but full of determination. Suddenly, one of the human ships was hit by enemy fire. It spun out of control and disappeared into space. The crew felt a moment of fear, but Captain Malik kept her focus. "We cannot lose now," she said. "This is only the beginning." The alien commanders realized they were facing something new. Their old tactics did not work against these tiny ships. They called for reinforcements. More ships rushed to the battle to fight the humans. But the humans were ready. Their ships had special shields that could block strong attacks. Their weapons were designed to break the armor of even the biggest enemy ships. The humans fought with skill and courage. The battle was far from over, but one thing was clear. The toy ships were not toys at all. They were the future of the war, and the galaxy would never be the same again. As the sun rose over Earth far away from the battlefield, a message was sent to all human forces. The battle has begun. Show the galaxy what Earth can do. The toy ships moved forward, ready to crush the enemy armada. The humans had arrived, small but deadly, and no one in the galaxy was ready for what was coming next. The alien armada was shocked. How could such tiny ships cause so much damage? The giant warships were made to destroy planets, yet these toy ships moved like shadows and struck with deadly power. The aliens had never seen anything like this. Commander Vark was furious. We must learn their secret. These ships are not normal. They hide something. He sent spies and scanners to study the small human ships closely. But the humans had prepared. Well, their ships were designed to confuse and hide. Their surface reflected enemy radar, making them almost invisible, and inside a hidden power waited quietly. Captain Sarah Malik watched the enemy's attempts to find their weakness. They are desperate, she said to her crew. We keep our secrets safe, and we win this war. The truth was inside the ships. Earth had created a new kind of energy, unlike anything the galaxy had seen. It was clean, powerful, and small enough to fit inside their tiny vessels. This energy gave their weapons the power to punch through the toughest alien armor. Scientists on Earth had worked for decades, secretly building this technology. They called it core pulse. It was a source of unlimited energy that made the ships faster, stronger, and nearly invisible. Now the humans were ready to use core pulse fully. But the aliens didn't know that yet. Back in the battlefield, a small human ship suddenly stopped moving. Its energy core glowed bright blue. Then, in an instant, the ship unleashed a wave of energy so strong that nearby alien ships shook violently. "Core pulse is active," shouted Captain Malik. "Everyone, prepare for the next attack." The tiny ships moved together, their weapons charged with the new energy. They struck the enemy's main fleet with sudden, powerful blasts. The alien Armada was forced to retreat, unable to face this strange new power. Commander Vark watched, in horror. "We cannot fight like this. We need to find their secret or we will lose everything." Meanwhile, the human commanders sent messages back to Earth. "Our mission is working. The enemy fears us, but we must keep the core pulse safe." On Earth, scientists worked faster to build more ships with the new energy. The war was far from over, but the humans had an advantage no one expected. The tiny toy ships were the galaxy's greatest surprise. They were small, yes, but inside them burned the fire of Earth's strongest technology. And as the aliens scrambled to catch up, humans prepared for the battles ahead. The secret of the toy ships was safe. Now, the galaxy had never seen a battle like this. The tiny human ships, once called toys, were now the center of fear and confusion. Alien commanders whispered in shock, "How can such small ships bring down our giants?" Captain Sarah Malik sat in her ship's cockpit. The hum of the engines was steady, but her heart raced. Today was the day they would show the full power of Earth's secret fleet. The toy ships were ready to crush the enemy Armada. "Lock on target," she ordered, calmly. The human ships moved in perfect formation, like a swarm of deadly wasps. Suddenly, the silence of space exploded into chaos. The small ships fired with a new weapon, a pulse so fast and precise it pierced through enemy shields like a knife through cloth. One by one, massive alien warships began to fall. Explosions lit up the dark battlefield like distant stars bursting. The enemy was stunned. Their huge fleets were breaking apart, destroyed by ships no bigger than a city bus. On the bridge of the Dralax flagship, Commander Vark slammed his fist on the table. "How do they do this? We have the biggest weapons in the galaxy, but they cut through us like paper." But the humans did not fight like others. They didn't rely on brute strength or huge fleets. Their power was speed, surprise, and intelligence. Each tiny ship was a sharp blade, striking where the enemy was weakest. Aboard one of the human ships, Lieutenant Amina whispered to her co-pilot, "This is unlike any battle we trained for, but I trust our ship and our crew." As the battle raged, a strange thing happened. The human ships began to change shape. Panels slid open, weapons extended, and shields shimmered in new colors. The toy ships were not just small, they were smart machines. These ships adapted quickly. When an enemy ship fired a new weapon, the humans analyzed it and adjusted their tactics in seconds. The aliens had never seen such fast learning on the battlefield. Suddenly, the toy ships split, apart into even smaller drones. Like a swarm of metal bees, they attacked from every side. The alien warships had no place to hide. Commander Vark's voice was tight with anger and fear. "They are everywhere. Stop them." But it was too late. The toy ships, with their secret core pulse energy, crushed the enemy armada piece by piece. The galaxy was watching in shock. The so-called toys were now the most dangerous fleet anyone had ever seen. Captain Malik smiled quietly. "This is just the beginning," she said. "Earth has returned and we will not be ignored." The aliens had never been so humiliated. Their mighty armada, once feared across the stars, was shattered by tiny human ships. The toy ships had become a nightmare. Commander Vark refused to accept defeat. "We need to fight back," he growled. "Send our elite warriors, those who never lose, to crush these humans once and for all." The elite force was called the Shadow Talons. They were silent hunters, fast and deadly, feared for their brutal skill. Their ships were sleek, black, and almost invisible in space. As the Shadow Talons raced toward the battlefield, the humans prepared for a new kind of fight. Captain Malik gathered her crew. "They will send their best," she warned. "We must be smarter, faster, stronger." The battle changed. No longer was it about numbers, it was a deadly game of cat and mouse. The Shadow Talons struck from the dark, attacking suddenly and vanishing before the humans could respond. The tiny human ships now faced enemies that matched their speed and skill. The air buzzed with tension. Every move could mean victory or death. But the humans had a secret weapon beyond their ships. Their minds worked as one, linked by a hidden communication system. They shared information instantly, predicting enemy moves before they happened. Lieutenant Amina gripped her controls tightly. "They're coming from behind," she shouted, but another pilot answered quickly. "Already covered, move left and fire." The Shadow Talons were surprised. No matter how fast or hidden they were, the humans anticipated them. The battlefield became a deadly dance, each side trying to outthink the other. Then from Earth's hidden command center, a new order came. "Activate Phase 2. Suddenly, human ships glowed with a strange light. Their shields shifted to a new form, one that could absorb enemy attacks and turn them into energy. The tiny ships became even harder to destroy. The alien Shadow Talons found their attacks useless. Frustrated, they tried to retreat, but human ships cut off their escape. Commander Vark watched helplessly as his best warriors fell. "This cannot be," he whispered. "These humans, they are something else." The battle was far from over, but one thing was clear. Humans had not only survived the counterattack, they had turned the tide, and somewhere deep in space a new hope was born. The galaxy would never forget the day the toy ships fought back stronger than ever. The war was not just about ships and weapons. It was about a secret no one knew. The true power behind the tiny human fleet. The toy ships were more than fast and smart. They held the heart of Earth's greatest discovery. Deep inside each human ship was a small core called the pulse core. It was not like any engine the galaxy had seen. This core could create endless energy from a strange kind of crystal, found only on Earth. Scientists had called it star shard. It glowed with a soft blue light and held power that could change the fate of worlds. But the pulse core was fragile. If the aliens found out, they would destroy Earth's entire fleet. Captain Malik sat in her command ship, staring at the glowing core on her control panel. "This is our greatest weapon," she said quietly. "But we must protect it with everything we have." The aliens did not know the truth. They thought the humans won because of skill or luck. But the pulse core was the real game changer. It made the tiny ships faster than any enemy, their weapons stronger and their shields almost unbreakable. One day, an alien scout ship sneaked close to the human fleet. Its mission? To find the source of the mysterious power. The scout used special sensors to scan the human ships. But the humans had prepared for this. Their ships created a false signal, a fake core deep inside a hidden compartment. The scout detected the fake signal and reported back to the alien commanders. Found nothing. the scout said. The humans hide their secret well. Captain Malik smiled. They will never find the pulse core. The battle continued, but the humans fought with a new strength. The pulse core gave them energy to heal their ships quickly and launch surprise attacks. The alien armada grew weaker with each fight, but the pulse core was not just a weapon. It was a symbol of hope. Hope that Earth could protect the galaxy and bring peace. The humans knew the war was far from over. The aliens would come back stronger, searching for the secret that gave Earth power. But Captain Malik and her crew were ready. As the stars shone above, the humans whispered to each other, "We carry the future of the galaxy in our hands." The pulse core glowed softly, like a heart beating strong inside every tiny ship. The toy ships were no longer toys. They were the guardians of a new era. The battle was not only outside in space, it had reached inside the human fleet itself. Captain Sarah Malik felt a chill as she stared at the screen. Strange signals were appearing, unusual messages coming from inside their own ships. Someone was trying to hack their systems. "This is bad," she said quietly. "We are not just fighting aliens, there may be a traitor in our fleet." The pulse core technology was powerful, but it was also a target. If the enemy could take control of even one ship, they could turn it against the humans. The crew grew tense. Trust was tested as the strange signals spread. Officers began to question each other. Was there a spy? Could they stop the invasion from within? Lieutenant Amina worked quickly, tracing the source of the signals. "Captain," she said, "it's coming from the shadows, from a hidden enemy hacker, someone who knows our secrets." Captain Malik nodded. "We must find them before it's too late." Meanwhile, the alien commanders had a new plan. They sent their own spies disguised as humans to sneak into the fleet. These spies were masters of disguise and deception. One spy moved silently through the corridors of the human ships, collecting information and planting false data. The humans had no idea they were walking among enemies. But not all humans were fooled. A small group of trusted officers started their own secret mission to find the shadow within and stop it. Captain Malik's voice was firm. "This fight is more than battles and weapons, it is a war of minds. We must be strong and we must be united." The tension grew, but so did their courage. The humans knew the galaxy depended on their success. As the shadow crept closer, humans prepared for their toughest battle yet, a battle that would decide not only the war but the fate of their very souls. The toy ships had become warriors of light in the dark, ready to fight not just enemies outside, but the shadows within. The war had reached its breaking point. The alien armada was desperate, and the humans were stronger than ever. But the real battle was about to begin, the one that would decide the future of the galaxy. Captain Sarah Malik stood on the bridge of the command ship, her eyes sharp and calm. The fleet was ready. The tiny toy ships were no longer toys. They were the strongest force the galaxy had ever seen. "Today," she said, "we end this war." The pulse cores inside each ship glowed brighter than ever. Their energy pulsed like a heartbeat, ready to unleash power beyond imagination. Suddenly, the alien armada launched a massive attack. Thousands of ships firing lasers, missiles, and strange weapons that lit up the darkness of space. But the humans were ready. The toy ships moved like one living thing. They dodged, weaved, and struck back with the fury of 1,000 storms. Captain Malik gave the order. "Activate core pulse overload." The ship's pulse cores burned hotter. Waves of energy exploded outward, tearing through alien shields and hulls. One by one, the alien warships fell, crushed by the unstoppable force of the tiny human fleet. Commander Vark's voice was filled with disbelief and fear. "This cannot be. How can such small ships destroy us all?" But it was not just the technology. It was the spirit of humanity. Brave, clever, and unyielding. The final strike hit the alien flagship. It exploded in a blaze of light and fire, sending shockwaves across the battlefield. The remaining alien ships fled, their will broken. The humans had won. Captain Malik looked at the stars, her voice steady. We fought not just for survival, but for hope. The galaxy will remember the day the toy ships rose and crushed the enemy Armada. The tiny ships returned home, heroes of the new era, and the galaxy, once full of fear and doubt, now looked to Earth, the home of the strongest, smartest, and most fearless warriors the stars had ever known.